Early in 2013, Philip Sneed was named Executive Director of the Arvada Center for the Arts and Humanities. It was a sort of homecoming for him.
My first home in Colorado still stands across the 68th Street from the Arvada Center. So when I come to work every day, I look at my first Colorado home from 42 years ago.
Born in Woodbury, New Jersey, Sneed was raised in the South, East, and West before landing in Colorado.
I attended what was then Arvada Junior High School. Still stands across the street from City Hall.
And that's where he made his acting debut, too.
Somehow got it into my head at the age of 13 that I was going to be the next Laurence Olivier, the greatest classical actor, stage actor in the English-speaking world.
He settled for a more modest beginning.
I appeared in a class play that had some, I think, 1 or 2 evening performances. And it was an adaptation of Hans Christian Andersen's story, The Steadfast Tin Soldier, and I played a teddy bear. So my debut was as a teddy bear at Arvada Junior High School.
He moved on to Golden High School and continued his acting quest, earning his first paycheck as an actor right here at the Arvada Center in its very first season.
It was called The Contrast, and it played in December of 1976. I was 17 years old when I was cast, 18 years old when the play opened. I had no lines, and I got paid $6 a performance for 5 performances, no rehearsal pay, a total of $30 from the city of Arvada. That was my first paycheck. It was also my first review ever, and it was in the Denver Post, and I was called a disturbing element of the production.
Undeterred, and with the thick skin needed by actors, Sneed pursued a life in theater. He majored in it at the University of Boulder, and while there earned his second professional acting paycheck with the Colorado Shakespeare Festival. He moved on to the University of California in San Diego for his MFA in acting. For the next decade, Sneed worked as an actor around the country, living in California and Oregon, before moving into directing and producing.
So I had a chance in 1993 to run a small theater in Northern California, a small professional theater, which we built to a larger theater over the years.
By then, he had married Claire Henkel, an accomplished costume designer who shares his passion for theater. While in California, Sneed also forged a partnership with the director of the Gorky Theater in Eastern Russia, resulting in 7 projects, including a bilingual production of Hamlet.
So I brought one other actor, and the 2 of us spoke English, and the rest of the cast spoke Russian. So I got to play Hamlet in the largest theater in Eastern Russia.
In 2006, Sneed returned to Colorado to run the Colorado Shakespeare Festival in Boulder.
Running the Colorado Shakespeare Festival represented, I think, a step up in my career as an arts leader, and I got to lead it through its 50th anniversary. It's the 2nd oldest Shakespeare theater in America and the 3rd oldest in North America. So it simply gave me it allowed me to work with a larger budget and a larger staff than I had in California.
While there, Sneed brought productions such as Twelfth Night to the Arvada Center, and his ability to foster partnerships and a donor base was among the reasons cited in selecting him to take the helm at the Arvada Center in 2013.
I think we're in a time where almost no one, perhaps no one can afford to go it alone.
The irony that his last 2 positions with Colorado Shakespeare Festival and now the Arvada Center were with the same 2 companies where he earned his first professional paychecks isn't lost on him. He's excited about the future at the Arvada Center.
I love the idea that we can build upon a reputation for being one of the country's largest multidisciplinary art centers.
And though his own life's work is primarily in theater, he relishes the challenge of supporting all the art forms at the center.
And I hope we can actually be an incubator of new work in all of the arts.
Developing new musicals that could be performed elsewhere in the country, or establishing a professional dance company or musical ensemble could fit into the center's future, he says. He's also looking for a greater emphasis on the humanities.
And I think it's time for us to step up and live up to our name and really provide a broad-based humanities offering, a program, in order to, I think, help connect all the threads of all the arts. Obviously, all of these things cost money, but I think as we move into private governance, I think there's an opportunity to raise a lot more money from the philanthropic sector.
The transition from a city-owned entity to a private arts organization that contracts with the city for its buildings could take years, he says. And no matter what the future brings,
I don't think that anything people love about the Arvada Center is going away.
Instead, he envisions even more accolades for the center, nationally and perhaps even internationally.
We have such a rich treasure trove of resources right now, and I think the pieces are falling in place for us to just take off and really put ourselves on the map even more than we are now.
Reflecting on his first year as executive director,
It's been hard. It's been hard work, it's been exhausting, it's been a challenge, but it's all been good because I'm learning so much, and I feel like I've had so much support from externally outside here from City Hall and elsewhere in the city, as well as the internal staff. So I didn't know just how big a job this would be, but I'm overjoyed with it.